Well, I started skiing when I was 3 in Switzerland. Our dad used to just tow us up the hill on bamboo poles. That was a simulation of a pommel bar, and you know, I just ever since 3 years old I skied every winter. So that's 47 years of skiing. I broke my back when I was 19 in 1981, and I was probably going way too fast. Over 100 miles an hour, a car that wasn't rated for that, crappy tires. While I was in rehab with a broken back and realizing my mobility options were pretty limited, I heard that I could still ski, and that was like always my favorite sport anyway. So I went to Colorado to what's now called the NSCD, National Sports Center for the Disabled, and they have the biggest program in the world there. They taught me how to ski. Back in '82, it was not really skiing, it was a snow kayak on the ground that had to be lifted into chairlifts. It was actually quite depressing that that was skiing, and I knew that with all the strength I had left, I could do something else. The monoski really wasn't around from '82 till '85, and in fact, it had been invented since 1972 in Europe. There was a tub on top of a regular ski, and finally that came to light in the US, and as soon as I saw one, 5 days later I built a monoski. Like, I just built this thing and it worked, and then I tried to build a better one, and I had a hard time getting it to work as good as the original. That's when I realized how many different things go into play. There's just so many little things where, you know, you sacrifice, you make it heavier, and suddenly it's acting different, or any change in pivot or shock absorber just makes such a huge difference. One of the things that's unique in this monoski is, like no one else in the world is using, is this separate suspension just for my feet. And that's this is a mountain bike shop. That's a simple hinge right here. And this allows my legs to suck up some of the vibration. This position with the legs out is advantageous to speed races like downhill and Super G. But the problem is you have all that weight cantilevered over, it still's coming back to this small mounting base. So there's a good potential for terrain to make your legs vibrate. Well, with a shock absorber, the theory is that it's sucking it up. When I came up with this, my Super G points were about 140 World Cup points, and after the first 2 races I completed with this device, my points went from 140 to under 100, which qualifies me for World Cup at that point. In fact, when I got home from those races, they drug tested me because they couldn't believe just the performance according to the points. I was totally miffed at not being able to go and represent the US in 2010. I felt I had the results, and for instance, there was one kid that I felt really had the results much more convincingly than me, and they didn't take him. So when I see this guy who's 36, been working on it for 10 years, made it to the US ski team, got great points, and they don't take him, I start to think there's no reason to keep trying to go to the Paralympics with the US. I saw that I hadn't seen any disabled skiing coming out of Turkey, and so I decided that if I'm going to work 4 years to go to the Paralympics, it's going to be for a country that's never been, and maybe by the same token bring disabled skiing and ski racing to Turkey. And I can't think of a greater honor to be able to do that and take Turkey to the Paralympics for the first time in 2014.